It's the end of the first week of the 2014-2015 school year, and the faculty is holding their weekly meeting. Present are Pastor Seeger, Pete Margraf, Tammy Lindworm, Alex Hunt, and Abby Georgeson. The mood in the room is tense, and Pastor Seeger suggests trying something a little different to lighten things up. Everyone will state their pit and the peak of his or her week to start the meeting.
Tammy, you want to give us the depths of your first week?
Well, one more time here, that's not how Mrs. Lindworm does it, or that's not how Sue does it. My class and my colleagues are going to start needing prayers.
Maybe we'll wait for Nick to bring us the third Mrs. Lindworm in the future, but for now, Pete, how has your week gone?
What?
What was the low point of your week, Pete?
I'm sorry, I'm exhausted. Ever since Sue's gone, I've been coming early to open the door at dark 30 every day. It's so tiring. I don't know how she did that. I guess the one low point of my week, I had to give a tour for a family in the ECC, and we were all standing there in the entryway for a long time. And I'm trying to open that door, and finally realized I'm using my car door opener to try to open the ECC. Oh, it was miserable. I'm sure I made a good impression on that family.
That would at least explain your creative choice of clothing for today, anyway.
Huh? Oh, brother, I guess so.
Maybe if we move from the older to the younger. So, Abby, what's been the low point of your first week, the low point of the whole year?
Well, since Sue's been gone, I decided to volunteer and change the message on the church sign, and I came up with something great. I came up with the line, "Come and hear God's word, we're full of it here." But somebody took the message completely out of context, and they decided to post that little mistake on Facebook.
Well, we probably won't ask for your help with that task anymore. If nothing else, at least you've shown Sioux Falls that we do have a sense of humor here yet. That has not disappeared. So Alex, I'm almost afraid. What has been the pit or the depth of your week?
Well, it probably is a good thing that you're afraid to ask, because I'm afraid that one of the students refunded their breakfast yesterday. And I'll tell you, it wouldn't have been a big problem if Sue would have been here, because usually she handles that. But I had to take care of it and ended up having to pay it forward, so to speak. Long story short, Tammy had to come and save the day, but she didn't really do it quite as efficiently as Sue would have, I guess.
Alex, you're sailing perilously close to the edge of my patience. I'm done.
Okay, well, there's no need for things to get unpleasant here. So I guess my depth, well, I'm missing the food. My waste is wasting away to nothing, and all we've got are milk, animal crackers, and mustard. Oh, and we gave Sue all those good cookbooks last year, and they're going to waste. Well, Scott isn't here, but you've been married 3 months. Can you speak for Scott, Abby? What was the low point of his week?
Well, I'm assuming it was pretty low. He never got the chance to work with a wonderful teacher like Sue, and I'm sure he would really miss that.
So it appears that Sue's retirement will take a lot of getting used to. However, the faculty did eventually decide to make a list of all that Sue used to handle at school and divide it equally among themselves. The list took on the form of a book. 4 volunteers were found to handle the excess responsibilities instead. Meanwhile, Sue has made the most of her retirement and the free time she suddenly found herself with. She now runs a successful catering company, Sue's Meals on Wheels. She's written a best-selling book entitled Don't Let the Grass Grow Beneath Your Feet. She's developed new education standards that have been adopted by the state of South Dakota. She's also founder and captain of the Fast Feet Walking Club. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. God sure did break the mold when he made Sue.